Hello everybody and welcome back. It's been, I know, I always say this, it's been a while, which it has been. But there's some amazing news. The Nice Group have now taken over the Fibaro system now. So as you can see here, and everything has now finally transferred across, and it's basically some exciting news as they've now developed a new generation of products, a new range of products as well. So watch this space, and what I will be doing is shortly getting hold of some of these new products, and I will be doing a bit of a show and tell on these. So if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like the video if you like it, because that helps the analytics to get me up the viewing chain, so more and more people can be made aware. And then hopefully going forward in the next few weeks, a couple of months, well, hopefully next few weeks I should say, I should be showcasing and showing everybody the new range of products. But today's video is something that I have forgot to do, which I was going to do a while back, but finally got them delivered. But unfortunately, my carbon monoxide sensors have not arrived. So what I'm talking about today is about the safety and safety side of things, you know, like the sensors for carbon monoxide or water leaks or smoke sensors. So home security, personal security. So carbon monoxide sensor, nice neat little looking device, which I've actually got the smoke sensor. They arrived, and the smoke sensor and the CO sensor are pretty much identical in the way they look and work. So I won't be able to show you that, but if you want to go onto the website, then you'll be able to see the whole more information about the smoke sensor. And then of course this is the water leak detector, which again, it's you can see the dimensions and everything here, but I've actually got that here. And then this is the smoke sensor. As you can see, the design of it is pretty much identical to the CO detector. So what do we want to do then? What do we want to do? Well, first things first, let's show you the physical products. So I'm going to pause the video and go over to my what am I doing? Going over to my camera phone. Okay, give me a second. So these are the sensors. So we have the Fibaro flood sensors, and underneath we have these little pins. So this is where the water detection takes place. So if two of these three pins detect water or moisture, so I can actually trigger it just by putting my hand over there, it will actually create what we call a breach signal, and it will send a message to the home center. And here is the smoke sensor. So again, it's got these little grills here to help detect the smoke, and a little tape here so it can get stuck to the walls. And that's what they actually look like. In terms of how the battery goes in, if you bear with me a second. It's a bit tricky. There. And then, so for the smoke sensor, you just untwist the lid on the base, and then the battery just goes in, and it's just a standard CR123A. And on the smoke one, it's just at the top and then the battery just goes in there. Again, it's a CR123A. This is your pairing buttons, just over here, and on here the pairing button is in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the desktop, and we are going to pair them both up. See you in a bit. Okay, now back to the home center. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the smoke sensor. So first thing we do is we're going to put into add mode, set wave, and start, and then we're just going to triple click the center button, and now it's adding the device.
Yes, you.
Okay, so the temperature smoke sensor has now been added, so we can just name it and add it to the relevant room. Okay, so this is the smoke, and this one was the heat, and this is the temp. So smoke, heat. So the heat detection, as it's basically, if it detects a rise in heat very quickly, it will automatically send a trigger as well. So that is the smoke done. So it works like your traditional heat alarms as well. Now I'm going to add in the flood sensor. So put the battery in, settings, add Z wave. And again, triple click it, and it's adding that in as well. Added and configured. So here we've got the flood alert and of course the temperature. So this temperatures are useful if you want to have another temperature monitoring device. That's your call. Now what we want to do is, if we go back onto home, now if I touch that here to show, okay, there we are. You heard the sound and the fact that it's triggered an alert, and that's because I wet my finger and I actually put it across the sensors and it then detected the flood. So that is very sensitive, and that's what it does. So these can then be placed in strategic locations, under the boiler, under a water tank, under a bath, under the sink, anywhere where you need an alert and sound. Now, in terms of notifications, the easiest and simplest method would be just to hit notifications, and then you can actually low battery and flood. So these are the you can enable it. So here is simple, low battery, one notification. However, if it's a flood sensor, I want once per minute, and it's critical push alerts, notifications and everything comes straight to my mobile. So if I have a quick look at my phone.
UBI home, it says push HC3000154883. Device flood, Idaho 235, in my room detected flood.
So there you are. That means, so it instantly gave me a notification straight onto my phone, and then I may be able to do something about it. So rather than having to write scenes and things like that, the good thing about these is that it actually comes through straight away. So if I look over to the smoke side and look at the notifications, you will see that we've got low battery, we've got the smoke and the fire alerts and going on here. So the low battery, as usual, just one email notification is perfectly fine, or you can set that to once per day, just so you want to get yourself a daily notification to give you a reminder, which might be a good idea based on the fact that these are life-saving devices. And so same with the heat, same thing here, a heat alarm once per day. Actually, you can turn this one off because you're already getting one through the smoke alarm, but here you'll get a heat alarm warning as well, that there's been a quick rise in heat very quickly. Okay, so those are the options you have got on these. Now the CO sensor will be exactly the same. It will install in here. We'll probably have you'll have CO readings, temperature readings, and of course the notifications and alerts if there's a high amount of CO to be detected, and to send you a critical alert or a notification. Okay, so that's how that. Now because these are, it gives you all the ID numbers and everything, and it actually then sends you the alert message. Now, the only thing is, and it also tells you which room it's in. So really, to be honest, you don't actually need any scenes written for this, because it will identify, even if you have more than one, it will ID it for you, and it will automatically send you the alerts. Now, what we can then do is do something with them. So if you, for example, if you have a sprinkler system, say, and that's triggered using relays, we could write a scene that would automatically trigger a sprinkler system. So the smoke or heat detects fires and temperature rises. Then we can then say, right, activate the sprinklers, and the sprinklers will come on. For a flood type, if it detects floods, we can activate the water valve, which will then switch off. Now, water valve, I will be doing a video on that shortly. I'm still waiting for it to arrive, and once it comes in, I'm going to then add the water valve to this, and then we'll do the video showing how it will operate the stop tap. So that's coming with the scene and everything. Okay, so today's video, short and sweet. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a much more in-depth video coming up for all the new products from the Nice range. So let people know, let your friends know, whoever is into smart homes, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe so you'll be notified instantly about the new content. So next video will be the water valve in a few days, probably a week's time, and then hopefully a couple of weeks later we'll start with all the products. Thank you for watching, and I will say goodbye for now.